Hello everybody, it's Marie Fell from the Pilates Physio. Apologies for the bedraggled look here. It's very hot and I have a toddler that's just been about an hour trying to get her to nap. So 2 o'clock in the afternoon and we're finally giving in. But I would just want to come on to do a quick video about what are bladder and bowel symptoms. I've had quite a few conversations with different ladies recently about what they actually are, and people not self-selecting that they actually have bladder or bowel symptoms that can explain and say that there's a pelvic floor muscle dysfunction. So what we need to do is try and educate more ladies about what these symptoms are and what they mean, so that people can self-select and they can think, oh, that is me. And when you think, oh, that's not me, I don't leak, it's not me at all. So I just want to run through a few examples and hopefully that'll help set off some light bulb moments, maybe, or maybe not. So I typed this post out yesterday and tried to post it 4 times, but for some reason Facebook wouldn't let me, so I thought, oh, we'll just do a video, it'll be easier. So, you may or may not have been asked, if you've seen a women's health physio, have you got any bladder or bowel symptoms? And when we screened pregnant ladies, when I did telephone triage, we used to ask on the phone, oh, do you have any bladder or bowel symptoms? Most people go, no, circle it, off we go, carry on. And then if they said yes, then we would delve a bit deeper. But a lot of people don't identify that they do have bladder or bowel symptoms. So you may have discounted it if you've had one, or disregarded it as, oh, it's just a one-off, or oh, it's normal. I don't think this is a bladder or bowel symptoms, but any leakage of wee or poo is a bladder or bowel symptoms. And this doesn't matter how much the amount is, whether it's a small amount, whether it's a big amount, whether it's once, whether it's just when you've got a bad cough, whether it's you're getting it every day, every month, every week, whether it's just coming when you're on your cycle, your menstrual cycle, that's still leakage. That's a bladder and bowel symptom. So another symptom would be heaviness or bulging or dragging sensation in your pelvis, quite common post-childbirth, which is another bladder or bowel symptom. It's a suggestion of prolapse, pelvic organ prolapse, so that's something else to think, have you ever felt that? Is it there all the time? Does it just come on at the end of the day? These are symptoms to do with pelvic organ prolapse, bladder and bowel symptoms. If you're constantly needing to wee or go do a poo, and then doing tiny amounts and not fully emptying, these are bladder and bowel symptoms. If you have a bad cough and you find yourself leaking from either the front or the back, it can happen, passages, then these are bladder and bowel symptoms. If you laugh so hard that you wet yourself and it's just a tiny bit, that's a bladder symptom. If when you run or play sport, you leak, this is a bladder symptom, okay? Another common one is if you're desperate, all of a sudden you sat there and then you think, oh, I need to go for a wee, quick, or oh, I need to go for a poo, now, an urgency to go to the toilet, these are bladder and bowel symptoms. And another classic one that I hear a lot of the time that women think that this is just, I don't know, they just think it's normal or something. If you can't control your wind from your back or your middle passage, this is a bladder and bowel symptom also. And another classic one that ladies are sometimes puzzled by and don't link to this is that if you've been swimming or you get out of a bath and you stand up and you leak, and it's not from the front and it's not from the back, it's coming from the middle, this is a pelvic floor symptom, bladder and bowel symptom. These are all symptoms of things that suggest your pelvic floor is not as strong as it needs to be, and your pelvic floor are muscles, they need to work, so they need to actively contract and they need to actively relax. And there's often somewhere along the line it's not functioning properly. So your pelvic floor muscles are really important. It is a muscle, it does need working. It's a bit like if you injured your shoulder, you'd go and get exercises to strengthen it again, to get the strength back in it. You wouldn't just leave the shoulder and just let it carry on and hope that it functions. It's just not how muscles work. They need to be worked to work properly. So what I want to take from this video is that even if it's a tiny, tiny, tiny bit, and it's not even a teaspoon, it's still leakage, that is still incontinence. That still suggests your pelvic floor needs exercising, and that still suggests that you need to do your pelvic floor exercises. So it doesn't matter how much, it doesn't matter how often, it matters that you're leaking, and lots can be done to prevent it from happening the next time. And the more we leave it, the worse it can get. So if we try and start exercising it and just continue to exercise muscles every day, you'll feel so much improvement, and the muscle will strengthen and the leakage will stop, which then gives you much more confidence, it gives you much more self-esteem, body image, improve positivity. So it's really important we try and work with pelvic floor exercises and get women to realise why it's important to do them, and also self-select that their pelvic floor is actually not as tip-top as they thought it would be, even though they're managing most of the time. So leaking is incontinence. Incontinence is a sign that your bladder and bowel outlets are not being opened and controlled as they should be, and we need to work the muscles, like I said, because they're muscles. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope it helps you to self-select and just appreciate that sometimes your pelvic floor is fine most of the times, and then you just get that really bad cough and then you're leaking. Then actually that should be a little bit of a trigger or a warning sign that your pelvic floor muscles do need a bit more TLC and a bit more attention. So to work the muscles and do your exercises. I can take you to the water, but I can't make you drink it. So I can give you all the information, which I hope helps. And if you're struggling and you're doing pelvic floor and you're not seeing improvements, then please do seek help. Go and see your GP. Self-refer to Women's Health Physio if you can, or speak to someone that can refer you and get you there. Or message me and I will see where the physios are in your area. I'm quite happy to do that. There is a tool on the Squeezy app. You can search for Women's Health Physios, and also on my brand new website there is that function too. So my new website that I haven't told many people about yet is mariefell.thepilatesphysio.com, and on there's a page that says resources, and if you click down it says search for a Women's Health Physio, and you can enter in your postcode and you'll find one if there's one near to you, which is really helpful and useful. So I hope that video helps. Have a listen, see if anything helps you self-select that you actually are having a few bladder or bowel symptoms. And next time if anyone asks you if you're having any bladder or bowel symptoms, you might be able to say, oh, actually, yes, I am. It's very common, but it's not normal. We need to talk about this more and help more ladies be aware of what these symptoms are and what they mean. So I hope that helps. Let me know if it does. Let me know if it doesn't, but be kind. I am battling with a toddler in the heat. And have a great day, everybody. Speak to you again soon. Bye.